Today I am Harator and I will continue our topic in lesson 1, the practical implications of block and random practice. So one of the most implications of the research on block and random practice concerns the impact of movement repetitions on skill learning. So to add up the knowledge, there are three types of a game skill: the read, plan, and do, where we are going to apply after this topic. So as we've discussed earlier, block practice is when a learner performs a single skill and over, with the repetition being the key. So this goal is an attempt to perfect the correct action. Example for this: the free throw shot in basketball, serves in tennis, and chip shots in a golf. So the main point is that many repetition in practice are essential for a highly skilled performance, but repetitiveness in practice is not effective. So let us focus on our figure 9.3, the conceptual model of motor performance, highlighting the process when random practice effects are through to occur. So it starts with the input, go down to the stimulus identification, response selection, response programming. However, there will be a desired state, and go to the intended outcome and anticipated feedback, and will lead to the comparator. The M3 response will try to save the error, and the error will go back to the input. So again, let's move to up to the muscles. So input will go to the stimulus identification, response selection, response programming, motor program. Motor program will lead to the spinal cord, and it will go to the muscles. So if there will be an error, the M1 will respond back to the spinal cord. Also, the M2 will respond back to the motor program. So the proprioceptive feedback and will lead also to the comparator back to the M2 response, and M2 response will try to save the error, and the error will lead back to the input. So the input will go to stimulus identification, response selection, response programming, go to the motor program, spinal cord, muscle, and lead to an output. So our ambient vision will go back to the motor program if there will be an error, and exteroceptive feedback and focal vision will go to the comparator, and the M2 response will try to save the error, and the error will lead back to the input. The input will lead to the stimulus identification, response selection, response programming, motor program, spinal cord, muscles, and lead to the outputs. The paradox of block practice scheduling is that it produces effective performance during initial practice but does not promote lasting learning. Learners achieved good performance with block practice because they are able to fine-tune eventually the same movements parameters from one attempt to the next. So during block practice, people fail to practice the target skill, or they practice the target skill in a context that is not the same as the target context. So the specificity of learning notion suggests that most effective practice experiences are those that are bring learners as close as possible to the conditions of the target context. So such conditions are often absent in many block practice situations. So here's the keywords. Target skills. The skills a person wishes to be able to perform. Target context. The environmental context in which people want to be able to perform target skills. So specificity of learning, it is the notion that the best learning experiences are those that approximate most closely the movement components and the environmental conditions of the target skill and target context. So let us see on the table 9.1. It is features of a skill that might be different in the target context and in a block practice. So the target context down is the preceded by regular varied conditions. However, block practice not preceded by regular varied conditions. For the target context requires the generation of a solution on each attempt, but however, block practice requires the generation of a solution only on the first attempt. Next one. Target context allows only a chance of a success. However, block practice allows many chances for success. Target context, same movement is not repeated on successive attempts. But however, block practice, same movement is repeated on a successive attempts. Another one for target context, corrections are not allowed on next attempt. However, in block practice, corrections are allowed on next attempt. As I've promised earlier, we are going to apply and analyze the 3 parts of a game skill, such as read, plan, and do, and how it affects in block practice and random practice. So watch this video.
1, 2, 3, funky.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
The fact that block practice does not include the almost random characteristics of many target skills. In short, block practice is not effective for some target skills, while a random practice condition during initial practice produce more effective performance of a later time than did a block practice condition. When skills are performed in a block fashion in the target context, it is still slightly more effective for learners to have practiced those skills under random conditions. That's all for this topic. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something about the practical implications of block and random practice. Till next time.
love you, I love you,